Hello? Yep, testing, testing. So I've decided to, I need to create a new basic fantasy character for my friend V's game. And thus, I've decided, why do it on my own? I did have a character, but decided I shouldn't take a character I had already existing. So here I go. I'm going to be creating a character from scratch for V's game. So from what I know, they're only allowing the base 4 classes. Although if I want another one, I'm sure V wouldn't mind. But I imagine we'll see. We'll be using Codex Quest, a wonderful software, which I suggest everyone uses, as it makes it much easier. So rather than rolling abilities, we're going to do 3d6 down the line, one at a time, make it more dramatic. While V hasn't given any comments on this, if I get a total modifier of less than 1, I'm going to be re-rolling all of it, which is a house I usually use. I'm sure V wouldn't mind. If he does, I'll go with my original ones, as I'll have them recorded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so high con, high dexterity, high wisdom, low int, and low strength. This is already giving me some ideas. It has a total modifier of I have +2, so that's enough. Although low int and low strength. Given the +1 int, or wisdom, and the +2 con, I think this makes a pretty fun cleric. I've only played a cleric, actually playing a cleric once. They were very flimsy. This one's, it seems to be much more, perhaps tanky. Maybe this is my take on a paladin without actually going into the paladin class. Although I couldn't, he's a low strength, so it would be more about total strength than anything else. Let us look over to race. I always go human. I find human, for me, to be the most interesting option. And you can't say no to that 10% bonus. Class-wise, so I am only available for cleric and thief. I have a high wisdom and a high con. But if I were to go into the more supplemental content, I could also go for druid, which should I go druid? You know, I wasn't thinking druid. But okay, so just received the message from V. They're allowing most any other class. So I feel with the high con, I'm gonna go druid. Because I feel someone named like the Oakhart, who actually has more of a stronger cleric, almost much more hardier. Almost like the spirit of the oak is within them. Not much of a fighter, can't fight for much, but he can take a hit. And I know you get oak skin later on. I think it'd be really cool. Maybe like he's suffering a skin condition where it's very almost more coarse, very coarse patches on his skin, almost like bark to a degree. It'd be pretty cool. You know what? I actually am a big fan of that. The Barkhart. Barkhart? Oakhart. I think Oakhart is a good last name. I rolled 3. That's for the +2. I'm gonna ask V. So so I'm gonna ask them. So that I rolled 1 on that. So if you want to go with that sort of idea, that wouldn't go well. Which is fine. I think it makes sense if they start off a bit more flimsy. max HP. V said. It's gonna start off 8, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 170. And okay. So druids can use. Let's see here. Druids. Can use. You can't use hatchets, can they? One-handed melee weapons, as well as staffs, slings, and short bows. I think it would be. They themselves aren't really. I like the idea of a hand axe. Was using the weapon against them. Yeah, hand axe. So almost like using the weapon used against their sort of chosen token, druidic token, using it against those who would deforest, maybe very against deforestation. That already minused. I can wear. What armor can I wear? Eventually, I won't need armor because I really want to go bark skin. Which isn't that a? I believe that was a spell. Maybe not. Well, I could always make being a game like this. I could always make my own version of that spell. Yeah, that's fine. The Oaken. So armor-wise, I could not use any metal armor. So I'm gonna be using hide. I don't know about hide. What do I wear armor? That's a question. I have +1 dex, so I get a dex armor based on that. I think it's going to probably be bark armor. Yeah, bark armor I think makes sense. Like almost armor made from bark, gathered peacefully of their kin. They don't believe in beast of burden, really. I don't think I'm gonna do any ranged. Chain, no. Well, no. Daggers, no. I'm gonna go to axe. Let's just go. Outfit, common clothing, cloak, and then finally a backpack. I wish I could always reformat that when I get finished. Shield, you know what? Sometime go and shield. Can I not use a shield as a druid? Weird. I don't know why it's not letting me grab it. Oh well, I'll check the outfit, see that later. Slings. Maybe a sling. They like wrapped around their leg or something in case they really need it. I don't see a problem with that. And a sword. No sword. I think they would mostly rely on getting from nature. Although I see that as, for the time being, they have rations made up of that. Maybe some dried apples. They themselves purposely dried and gathered from the trees. Isn't it? I think though an axe may be too much. Like they wouldn't. Would they carry a? Would they carry a axe? Seems very, for such a peaceful person, that seems very like a lot. I may give them a cudgel and then take away the axe. So the axe is, it's only a d6, so it's not much of a difference. He doesn't damage dealer. He's a man of the forest. Okay, so hand axe. Basically, I re-give myself 4 gold. Oh, it does that. Awesome. Again, this whole sort of site is a masterpiece. I so glad it exists as a resource. Oh, what does that mean? What's this? Okay, it just goes back up. So I have plenty of gold, probably from doing some odd jobs. Oak spirit. Oaken. So I'm. Is it Germanic, maybe? Germanic. Maybe I'm thinking Germanic. Germanic name generator. Julius, Willie, Maxie, Hans, Philip, Roman, Lucas Oaken. I'm gonna use not Farm Boy. Carl, Andrej, Otto, Thorsta, Roland, Fie, Bruno, Roland, not Jacob. That would be weird. Rick. How about Roland? Roland, very almost. Roland, very Arthuric legend. Oakish. Roland Oakish. Ochre. Okay, Oakenskin. Roland Oakenskin. Roland Oakskin? Oaken. I've said it so many times that you spell oak. I believe it is. Yes, I say spell oak. Roland Oakenskin. I need to see what level was Oakskin in. I know Forgotten Realms Wiki has these spells from older editions. Forgotten Realms Wiki. If I wanted to make Oakenskin. Oh, it's bark skin is what it's called. Bark skin. There it is. It was a second level spell, so it could be. What level? It's 5th edition. So, yep. So it's always been second. I'm surprised it's not in this system. Bark. No, okay. I know there is a expanded list of spells under Showcase. Arcana. No, Spellcrafter, Warlock, Dangerous Magic, Blood Heritage. No, I thought there was a rules. Combat, Dangerous Magic. Did they even name it? No. Ooh, here. Libra Magica is what it's called. That's in French. This is in English. There are plenty of really useful supplements here. I think Bark. Oh, that's dark. Bark. No, okay. So I know does OSE have a bark skin spell? Bark skin. Bark skin 1st edition. So, I actually have the 2nd edition Roland Oakenskin. I can always change it around. I think it's fine. I don't think any stock would be fit for this. Oak. Druid. Any good art I could just take for my own personal use. Brave has terrible image generation. Is there any skin conditions that look like skin conditions that look like bark? So this is mid NSFW, but less less extreme. Guess this is also something. A man with bark skin. I said bark skin. Fantasy. No, I don't know reality here. It's a bit gritty, like almost like I'm thinking farm boy. So stout farm boy, sort of like demeanor. Fantasy art. Stout druid. Bark skin. Bark skin. I don't need anything perfect. I need a good idea of who this person is, though. He's a stout. Yeah, he's very. Let's pick one of these. Now you know I'm just gonna go none here for now. Roland Oakenskin. $150. Roland Oakenskin. AC 12. HP 8, which is for a fight. That's like basically fighter levels. If a fighter doesn't have that. Human, druid, animal affinity, metal armor, wooden shields. 148 8 gold. They have hide, although I imagine it's almost like bark armor, which I said a real thing that existed. Bark armor. Can bark be taken without killing a tree? Bark. Oh, that's dark. Bark armor. Yeah, it's not perfect. That's why it's leather stat-wise. Okay, so it seems it can be done in small ways. Okay, interesting. So yeah, he wears armor of a layered bark. Probably even settings, add custom equipment, add custom bark armor, so hide armor. Here, let me just double check what bark armor, what general armor is. Imagine maybe it's like layers of bark like sewn together, made into like some useful armor. Oh, light armor. Yeah, I also want to make it like maybe 2 times, at least 3 times what the normal leather is. Leather is sort of weighs, because it's definitely heavier. Bark armor. Oh no, not leather armor. Leather armor, 20 GP, 15 weight. So that's gonna be 30 weight probably. So 30, that's gonna be quite heavy, but I think it's fine. A little bit less than chain. Oh, that was right then. Maybe 25 in that case. 25, make it a little bit not close to chain. Then 13. Submit. This is basically the same. And getting rid of all the existing equipment, I think we just go to armor. Yeah, leather hide, just get rid of that. Bark armor. Equipment, clothing common, cloak, backpack. That's fine. Cudgel, walking stick. Fair enough. Sling, yep. And I want some rations too. So how much are rations? I think I'd have 4 weeks of rations. So that would be 10 gold pieces each. How much gold pieces do I have now? 158. Let's see if it automatically takes off. If not, I'll do it. Yeah, it does. So 4 weeks. Max weight's 120, but I'm heavily loaded currently. So what's base the armor, right? Yes, the armor. That's 25 of that 91. What is the weight of this? Yeah, here it is. Strength. Yeah, I want 8 too. Probably explains it. 50. Yeah, I'm far from it. Why is that? Sling is nothing. Cudgel's 1, 2, 3. It's all those rations. 14. Oh, is all this money? 118? 100. That's a lot of it, definitely. Yeah, I feel definitely in that case, he probably wouldn't have all of it with him. He'd probably drop it off someplace. So, but if I can only hold, like, what? 150. It'd be 25. I shouldn't wait this much then, in that case. It's only 25. Okay, let's do some back of the napkin math. 25. 1, 2, 16. 17. What's this take? That's only 6 pounds plus 6. Yeah, where's that's still under the limit? What weighs so much? I shouldn't. Oh, is this? I wonder. Is this 14 per? So if I get rid of, let's say only do 1 week. So back, add an additional 30 back. That did it. That totally did it. Okay. 50 then I believe is right on the money. Okay, and because it's later then, and I think it would make sense if he didn't. Yeah, he is gonna have 4 weeks or maybe 2 weeks of non-perishable then, or perishable rather. Oh, that's days. If he has 5 days, okay, he is 3 days non-perishables. Yeah, makes sense to me. 3 days non-perishables. So finally, bark armor, cloak, backpack, rations, cudgel, sling. And finally, yeah, it seems fantastic. Wounds and conditions. Maybe one day his bark and skin can be something unique. This isn't bad. No, that's elvish. I don't need like I see something like the vaguely. I'm sure why not. Was there anything like this that fits? This guy, this guy is, I think, yeah, handsome. He's not handsome. He's probably like this. Maybe a judgment that I can't make. Eventually he'll be a tree dude, and that'll be really fun. Okay, roll an oaken skin. And I don't know how. Is it in settings? There's a way to add in a biography. I don't know why that's not there, but yeah, this is him. Oh, look at Shield. And right before we end this, I'm going to open Google Docs. Growing up in a small farming community, Roland had been a active member in his family's farm until farm. Growing up, often spent his time beneath a local oak tree. His only friend growing up. Having turned 18, he has a strange skin condition where patches of his skin seem discolored and rough, not unlike oak. Turning 18, he has decided to leave his family's farm to the chagrin of his parents. Parents to not help nature. I don't think he would understand that at that point. He's still very early in his journey. To surmise, aid, to propagate. Oh, I have a good idea. Nature. That's just gonna be colored and rough, not unlike oak. A year ago, his oak tree was cut down by his parents for firewood. He was distraught and irreconcilable. He was distraught and took one of the acorns from the tree. Now, turning 18, he decided to leave his family farm to chagrin his parents to propagate, to find a suitable place for the child, the offspring of his best friend, of his oak. I need a name for the tree. Yeah, I use ChatGPT, not for any making up stuff, but often for grammar. So I'm going to put it through there and ask for grammar. Can you fix some grammatical mistakes? Usually does it for me. Get there. I don't think this is immoral. As long as I'm not having it make up stuff I'm using. At least for the offering of his oak. Yeah. I don't think it needs a name. I can be Charles. No, I want something to be serious. Yeah, I don't know yet. Yeah. At this, he shed his familial last name, now going by Roland Oakenskin. At this, at this journey. He has shed on this journey. Familial last name, and now going by Roland Oakenskin. It's a story about identity. And Roland. I think Roland, not Roland. Roland Oakenskin. Usually you could put these in here. I'm gonna go on a wiki, but there's no wiki for this. And I think once I get this in, this will be it. And I think that is the character. I'll be sending this to V. Hope it's not gone too long. Hope this is entertaining to you, V. If you do watch this to the end, thank you. I'll see you later.